Good evening and thank you for joining us for this special report. My name is Afiqah Insyirah and tonight we are talking about a new kind of war, a war without guns, a war without bombs. Instead, this war was fought with information. It was fought with lies and fake news. In 2016, the United States faced an attack that came from far away in Russia, but Russian soldiers did not cross any borders. Instead, Russia used hackers, computers, and social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to try to change who will become the next president of the United States. This plan was secret. It was quiet, but it was very powerful. Russia's goal was to help Donald Trump win the election and to hurt Hillary Clinton's chances. But even more, they wanted Americans to start fighting each other and to lose trust in their government, in the news, and even in their friends and neighbors. One of the main ways Russia did this was by hacking into private emails from their Democratic National Committee. They stole thousands of messages and documents and released them to the public through websites like WikiLeaks. They hoped to embrace Hillary Clinton and cause a problem inside her party. At the same time, Russia's Internet Research Agency, which people also call a troll farm, hire workers to pretend to be ordinary Americans online. They make fake accounts with real-looking names, photos, and profiles. These fake accounts posted messages about sensitive topics like race, police violence, immigration, religion, and gun rights. The goal was to make people angry, afraid, and divided. Russia also used bots. Bots are computer programs that automatically post and share information to spread fake news very quickly and make it look popular. Social media websites use a special computer system called algorithms which decide what posts people see first. These algorithms often show a user the most exciting or emotional content, even if it's not true. This makes a fake news spread faster and further than the real news. Experts like Han Alcott and Matthew Jenko found that fake news stories that favor Donald Trump were shared about 30 million times on Facebook, while fake stories that favor Hillary Clinton were shared only about 7.6 million times. Many people believe this false story because they look like real news and were shared by friends. The Russia's interference in 2016 election was a wake-up call not just for America, but for democracies all over the world. It showed that enemies do not always need bombs, tanks, or armies to attack a country. Instead, they can use the internet and social media to spread lies and confuse what people believe. Tonight in our special report, we will take you deeper into the events that were affected by misinformation during the 2016 election. We will look closely at the real example of how false story and hack information spread through the internet and how they changed what many Americans thought and felt during the critical time. Stay with us as we begin with the key events affected by Russia's digital war and how these events leave a mark on American democracy.
So, on today's news, we turn our attention to one of the most defining political moments of the digital age, the 2016 US presidential election, and how it was shaped not just by candidates and policies, but by something far more subtle and dangerous, misinformation. In July 2016, just days before the Democratic National Convention, thousands of internal emails from the Democratic National Committee were leaked online. These emails, stolen by Russian hackers, were published on WikiLeaks, sparking outrage, especially among Bernie Sanders supporters. The leaks exposed internal tensions within the party and were widely circulated using bots and fake accounts. Hashtags like #DNCLeak and #DamnExit trended rapidly, weakening public trust and dividing the Democratic base at a critical moment. Another shocking example, the infamous Pizzagate conspiracy. This false theory accused Hillary Clinton of running a child trafficking ring out of a Washington, D.C. pizzeria. Though completely unfounded, it spread like wildfire on platforms like Facebook and Reddit. The result? A man showed up at the restaurant with a loaded rifle, proving that digital lies can lead to real-world danger. Throughout the election, fake news stories flooded social media. Headlines like Pope endorses Trump and Clinton sold weapons to ISIS were entirely made up, yet shared millions of times. According to researchers, fake pro-Trump content was shared over 30 million times, compared to just 7.6 million for fake pro-Clinton posts. This wasn't just noise, it was a full-scale influence campaign designed to confuse voters and distort public opinion. Misinformation wasn't random, it was strategic. Swing states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin were hit the hardest. Russian-linked accounts targeted voters with misleading content about race, immigration, and voting procedures. Some messages even discouraged voters from going to the polls. Instead, decided by a narrow margin, this kind of interference could have made a real difference. Meanwhile, Russia's Internet Research Agency was running fake pages on Facebook and Instagram, posing as American activist groups like Black TVs and Heart of Texas. These pages spread diverse content and even organized real-life protests, tricking Americans into relying on opposite sides, sometimes at the same location. Facebook later revealed that Russian content reached over 126 million users. And just when the dust seemed to settle, the October surprise hit. FBI Director James Comey announced a renewed investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails just days before the election. Although the investigation found nothing new, Russian-linked accounts quickly amplified the story. This last-minute wave of doubt is believed to have contributed to drop in Clinton's polling numbers at a crucial time. These events remind us that in today's world, elections aren't just fought on the ground, they're fought online. From fake news to conspiracy theories, the 2016 election showed us just how powerful and dangerous misinformation can be. It didn't just influence opinions, it influenced outcomes. And perhaps the most important lesson in this, when we lose control of the information we trust, we risk losing trust in democracy itself.
Thank you, UZMA. Now, I'm Hani, and I will be uncovering how digital interference shaped the 2016 US presidential election. I'll begin with the role of bots. They are not just spam accounts, but they are sophisticated digital actors run by the Russia's Internet Research Agency. The bots weren't random. They posed as real Americans engaging in online debates and injecting fake narratives into real conversation. They didn't just post, they interacted, manipulated, and also magnified tensions on topics like race, immigration, and also guns, right? Their goal wasn't just political persuasion, it was division. By flooding social media with false claims and inflammatory content, bots made radical ideas seem mainstream. They seemed big because this wasn't just digital noise, it was strategic. They target interference aimed at swing states and also vulnerable voters.
Thank you, Hani. While bots created the content, algorithms made it go viral. Social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter prioritize content based on engagements, not truths. Russian operatives, they understood this and engineered posts designed to trigger likes, shares, and comments. The more outrageous the content, the more visibility it gets. Studies by Elko and Genskow found fake pro-Trump stories were shared over 30 million times, far outpacing those supporting Clinton. But more than just spreading lies, the algorithms created echo chambers, trapping users in bubbles that reinforce their beliefs and shut out dissenting views. In this way, algorithms didn't just amplify the bots, they made sure that the messages hit hard and stuck around. And that brings us to the heart of the issue. Propaganda. So, Russia's goal wasn't just to sway votes. It was to destabilize the American society, sow distrust, and fracture the national unity. Russian agents created fake activist pages like Black TVs or Heart of Texas. These weren't just online personas. They spread memes, fake news, and even organized real-life protests, all under the guise of American activism. It was clever and dangerous. Propaganda disguised as grassroots opinion made falsehoods feel familiar. Fisher's research even shows that some of these pages reach millions, stirring real emotion with fake identities. And that's all for me. I'll be passing on to the next presenter.
And it worked because of the digital environment. Social media was built for speed, virality, and personalization, but not for accuracy and accountability. In the end, Bots planted the seeds, algorithm nurtured the growth, and propaganda harvested division. It was coordinated, low cost, but it gave a high impact attack on democratic values. And this should serve as a wake-up call. In a digital world, the fight to protect democracy isn't just on the ground, it also works online. Thank you. Now I will be passing this to Sarah Khalilah.
I'm Sarah Khalilah. While the interference in the 2016 US election raised alarms globally, it also opened up serious discussions on how to prevent future digital manipulation. Now, let's talk about some of the countermeasures proposed to tackle this growing issue. First, one of the most critical steps is enforcing transparency in political advertising. Social media platforms should be legally required to display who sponsored an ad, its funding source, and who it targets. This helps the public easily identify potential foreign interference. Next, there's the issue of algorithmic influence. The way platforms recommend content often pushes divisive or misleading posts. Experts suggest that these algorithms should be audited independently to prevent abuse and improve fairness in what users see. But technical solutions alone aren't enough. Media and digital literacy must be strengthened across all levels of society. Research shows many users, especially those less exposed to news media, struggle to tell fake news from facts. Education campaigns, tools like fact-checking websites, and curriculum updates can help equip people with the skills to spot manipulation before it spreads. Another tactic used during the 2016 election was the use of automated bots and fake profiles. These were used to boost misinformation and create false trends. To counter this, social media companies need to adopt AI-driven systems to detect and shut down fake accounts quickly. They should also be required to report suspicious activity to authorities for further investigation. And finally, foreign interference is not just a national issue, it's a global threat. Countries need to work together through international agreements like the Budapest Convention on Cybercrime to stop coordinate attacks and enforce accountability across borders. These measures, combining regulation, education, and global cooperation, are vital to preserving democratic integrity in the digital era. Thank you.
Good evening. I am MUHAIMIN, reporting on a crucial turning point in digital democracy. Our latest findings explore how foreign influence, especially from Russia, shaped online narrative during the 2016 US presidential election. Let's dive into what the data tells us. According to researchers from Columbia University's SIPA, Russian troll activity did not just create noise, it had measurable effects. Election betting markets showed Republicans gaining momentum when Russian trolls were most active, and declining during Russian holidays when activity paused, a clear sign of influence. Figure 1 in our infographic outlines daily exposure to tweets from foreign influence campaigns. On election day alone, over 24,000 exposures were recorded. 86% of them traced directly to Russian-linked accounts. Some users were exposed to up to 10 such posts per day. Now, Figure 2 offers perspective. Despite fears of widespread exposure, domestic news media and US politicians actually dominated Twitter feeds, outpacing Russian accounts by nearly 25-1. That said, the few who were exposed to Russian content were often politically aligned and highly active. Here's the game changer. Figure 3, it reveals that users identifying as strong Republicans were exposed to 9 times more Russian disinformation than Democrats or independents. And this wasn't just coincidental. Even after controlling for age, region, and social media use, the partisan skew remained.
Thank you, MUHAIMIN. So, how do we fix this? That's where our reform policy brief comes in. It lays out 4 clear steps to protect our elections and also rebuild trust. First, we need stronger rules to make online political ads transparent so that everyone knows who is behind them, how they are funded, and also who they target. Secondly, we must boost public media literacy by teaching people how to check sources, spot fakes accounts, and also think critically about what they see online. Thirdly, we must detect and take down bot networks that spread disinformation at lightning speed, using AI and sharing tools across platforms. Finally, this is a global fight, so international agreements like the Budapest Convention must be stronger to criminalize foreign election meddling and support joint action worldwide. The lesson of 2016 is clear. Democracy can be attacked with well-timed lies and also digital tricks, not just weapons. Protecting democracy now means making platforms are more responsible, people more resilient, and countries more united in defending the truth. The time to act is now, so future elections stay free, fair, and trusted by everyone.
As we wrap up our investigation into the digital manipulation of democracy, our team's findings from the 2016 US presidential election speak louder and clear. Russia's Internet Research Agency did not just meddle, it weaponized social media through bots, propaganda, and emotionally charged content. Algorithms that favored engagement over accuracy gave these efforts an enormous reach, intensifying division, harming public trust, and disrupting voter perception. Key incidents from the hacked DNC emails to the viral spread of conspiracy theories like Pizzagate showed how easily false information can shape real-world outcomes, even in the world's most influential democracy. To counter this threat, our team proposed four urgent reforms, which are strict platform regulations, stronger media literacy programs, AI-driven bot detection, and global cybersecurity cooperation. These steps are not just suggestions, they are necessities for the future of free elections. This project has made one thing clear: defending democracy in the digital age is about more than casting a vote. It's about protecting how people think, connect, and decide.